everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel. Today we are about to discuss the exam pattern of IPMAT Indore, IPMAT Rohtak and JIPMAT. So without any delay, let's get started. Firstly, we will be looking at IPMAT Indore exam pattern. So let us see. And by the way, IPMAT Indore is like slightly on the tougher side as compared to Rohtak and JIPMAT exam. So let us see what is the exam pattern. In this exam, we see like there are MCQ question and short answer questions also. Now, what are these short answer questions? In this, there is no MCQ, you have to fill the answer, right? So 30 questions are coming from quants which are MCQ in nature. 15 questions are also coming from quant which are short answer type in nature, and from verbal ability 45 questions are coming. In this test there are sectional timings. You cannot juggle between the sections during the timing. Okay, so 40 minutes is the time limit for this quant MCQ, 40 minutes for short answer and 40 minutes for verbal ability part. And combining these, the total time is 120 minutes, total question coming is 90, and these are the total possible marks, 360. The marking scheme is in all the MCQ type questions, right? You receive negative mark for answering the wrong option, right? So +4 -1 in the MCQ type and +4 0 in the short answer questions. Now moving ahead. Okay, we have also done the trend analysis of the last 3 years, right? So in last 3 years, 270 questions came in total, 90 per year, no major pattern change. And can you see, we have categorized like hard and easy and moderate question. Now, IPMAT is supposed to be hard. Why am I saying only 33% questions are hard? Because we are not saying like blindly. We have done the analysis, and disclaimer is also there. This can be a subjective thing, right? This cannot be 100% like objectified, but we have tried our best to categorize these. And if you want to know the in-depth like analysis, how we have categorized, what are the parameters and all, you can see the linked video here. Coming ahead, if we see trend analysis for last 3 years also, see in 2025, like arithmetic, algebra and geometry comprised of more than 50% of the total number of questions coming in quants. Same goes for the 2024 and same goes for 2023. So as you can see, geometry, arithmetic and algebra are must do topics. You cannot afford to miss these. And inside these there are also some chapters, right? Algebra alone comprises of 2 to 3 like 4 topics. So what are those topics? How many questions have came in last 3 years? For that, again you have to watch that our analysis video which is linked here. Moving ahead to the RTI data. Okay, now let's talk about numbers. Out of around 30,000 people take the test every year. Last year around 30,000 people took the test. Out of those, only 16,000 people have achieved a positive raw score greater than equal to 1 in all the sections combined, right? So if we see, or this is the RTI data, applicants who secured positive raw score greater than or equal to 1 in all 3 sections. Okay, in all 3 sections. Now if we see, this number is just 16,000, around 16,000. Out of 30,000, only 16,000 people are able to score more than or equal to 1 mark in 3 sections. So can you see why this gap is there? Because people are not preparing in an efficient way, or what is actually going, they are not taking enough mocks. There are multiple factors for that, but half of the competition is gone at this point only. Now moving ahead, what does the RTI data say about how many guys are getting opportunity to give interviews? Out of 16,000, right? And these 16,000 also comprises of the people which are getting 10 marks, 15 marks, right? So if you see on the rough figure, every out of these 16,000, 818 guys got the opportunity for an interview call. And wait, what is this ATS, right? ATS is a score calculation which is accepted at the final stage, right? So your ATS will be calculated if you get an interview call. So what is ATS? Basically, what is the calculation? What are the parameters? to know all about this, you can watch our detailed video on IPM ATS course here. Now, what were the sectional cutoffs? Let's have a look at that also. So, in IPMAT Indore examination, in short answer type questions, right? Total number of marks achievable are 60 in this section, and the cutoff which went is just 24 marks. Out of these MCQ 120 marks, just 28 marks are the cutoff. And in verbal, cutoff goes high because this is where like people can score actually well. So in this, the cutoff is like 112 marks for general category, and for other categories also you can see the list here. Now, moving ahead to IPMAT Rohtak exam pattern. So by taking IPMAT Rohtak, you can enter this college, right? IIM Rohtak. Coming ahead, if we see the exam pattern, in this exam there is change. The change is there are no sectional timings and also no short answer type questions. So let's have a look. 40, 40, 40 questions in MCQ of quants, MCQ of logical reasoning, MCQ of verbal ability. 40 questions each. No sectional timing, but the total duration of the exam is 120 minutes. If you see something, 120 questions, 120 minutes. So this is relatively on the easy side as compared to IIM Indore. Cutoffs also say like that, right? So the marking scheme is +4 -1, +4 -1, +4 -1. Moving ahead, what does the RTI data say? Around 12,800. So let's say 13,000 people actually appeared for the test, right? Out of those 13,000, let's see what is the how many people got the interview call. Out of those 13,000, 1,000 people got the interview call. So we can say 1 in 13 candidate, right, gets an interview call in IIM Rohtak. So this was about IIM Rohtak. So now let's have a look at the JIPMAT exam pattern. So in JIPMAT exam, you can enter after taking this IIM Bodh Gaya and IIM Jammu. In both of these colleges, there are no interviews as such. So let's move ahead. What is actually the exam pattern? The exam pattern is in quants you have 33 question, in DILR you have 33 question, in in verbal ability and reading comprehension you have 34 questions, and the marking scheme is +4 and -1, right? You will get -1 mark in choosing the wrong option in all these because all these are MCQ type questions, and the duration of the test is 150 minutes. Total questions are 100. Total achievable marks are 400, and in this test there is like a hard to say any safe score because the exam is still evolving, but based on the like previous year trends, we have came to a conclusion like around 320 plus or 330 plus is generally considered safe, but we are still not sure what can happen. But yeah, the exam is high scoring in nature considering the past trends. Moving ahead, okay, last 3 years 300 questions came in total, and in this easy moderate is 80% of the total questions and tricky is 20%. And why I am not saying it as directly hard questions, we have made a very detailed video on this analysis also. You can watch that video linked here. Okay, moving ahead, the last 3 years trend. And if you want to know in detail what is the actual trend in arithmetic from what topic, what questions, how many questions came in each specific year, you can watch the detailed analysis video here. So this was it. All in all, algebra, arithmetic and geometry is dominating even more in this, right? Like around 80%. Here it was like around 65%. But the key takeaway from here is not that key, okay, I will just study these three and I'll miss the rest thing. Why? Because this is JIPMAT and there's one hidden insight in this we have discussed in our video. Okay,